So now you're a correction officer. When did you start doing the stuff that you wrote in your book?
Roughly about 2 or 3 years after that, because that's when I was going through my divorce and child support and all that stuff. See, I didn't walk in there knowing how to be corrupt and knowing how to bring drugs in. You hear all the rumors, you hear all kind of craziness going on there, and you happy when you first get the job. You hear about the money, I'm gonna be making this and blah blah blah. So everybody walking there straight and narrow and ready to do the job and be the best CEO that you could be.
So that was your goal, to be the best CEO that you
Well,
can be.
my goal was to do my job. I'm happy I got the job. Now I can do for my family. Now I can do my thing.
So who put you on to do these things?
Well, you hear.
No. Hold up.
When you say put me on, like
Come on.
nobody put me on and made me do it.
I'm just saying, did you watch anybody do it? You're not the first one to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Not the first one to do it.
It's not.
Gary.
Okay.
D-Money.
They tell you in the academy. They try to deter you in the academy from doing anything crazy. Listen, people get busted for bringing stuff in and don't be too friendly with the inmates and all kind of crazies. When I was in the academy, the instructor told, like it was like, I said out of 30 people, like 10 or 15 females, half. He told females, one of y'all going to sleep with an inmate. Y'all might even have a baby by. So you ain't talking to me. The females is, not me. Everybody's not me. But these instructors and people who've been in corrections a while, they don't see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see 100 people deny, not me, and be that one. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy. You in the academy and somebody gonna tell you that you're gonna give your cooch up to an inmate.
No, but so what was the first thing you did? The very first thing. Don't act like you don't. We gonna act like you remember. You act like you don't remember.
I put it all in my book.
We didn't read the book yet. We didn't read the book yet.
Okay. I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Come on, Gary, man.
The first time, I'm keeping it a buck. The first time I knew, like you hear rumors, like okay, when anybody go to the island, inmate or officer, it's 3 things you're gonna hear about. You can hear about the 2 Chinese dudes that kicked everybody's ass. It was back, 2 Chinese brothers that had a fight and beat up a whole bunch of CEOs. You can hear about the female CEO who fell asleep and dudes nutted all over her face. And then you're gonna hear about one CEO who tried to sneak a female out, help her escape, and got an officer's uniform and got her out the jail into the parking lot, but he only got caught because he had to go get his keys. Now everybody gonna hear those things. So then, along with don't be corrupt and people bringing stuff in, you sit there. So now your mindset is it ain't gonna be me. I'm not bringing nothing in for nobody. So now I'm working in C76 at the time, and I'm relatively a big dude, so they challenged me and I'm talking shit. And I told them, listen, when I come back, motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck you up and it's gonna be on. So I go to lunch, and I don't know how familiar you are when you sitting at lunch, and we could be sitting here talking. There's a light that go off, an alarm that goes, let us know that somebody's in trouble in a house, and you got to run down there and help them. So I'm at lunch, and the alarm go off, and then it's in my house area. The house area I just left, and we run down there, and the same guy. Let me rewind. The female comes to the gate. All the inmates are on the gate trying to get out. And we all standing out there, and the captain's asking the officer, what happened? And she said, gunshots. She heard gunshots in her housing area. So now everybody's standing like, she bugging. So now one by one, we got the inmates out, pat them down, lay them on the floor, pat them out, and show us shit. We went in there, it was an inmate sitting there with a gunshot wound to his thigh. So that's the first thing that clicked with me, like, yo, how the fuck a gun?
Kano said that. Kano said that there was a gunshot in the jail.
Yeah.
He said that. Remember, he said there was a gunshot. How the gun got in there? Remember?
Yeah.
He said
I thought he meant like, cause they say guns for the.
No, he said
too,
that.
so.
Remember, he said that Kano said that there was a gunshot in the jail.
I remember saying that.
Remember that? Yeah, that's what he was talking about. And how the fuck the gun got in there?
Yeah.
But hold on. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's tell us about the 2 Chinese dudes that beat all the corrections officers.
Well, see, listen, just.
Do you know their names?
No. See, to me, they missed. But everybody swear that it was some Chinese dude. Because, okay, when you're a CO, everybody get this, I guess, this little, I'm a correction officer, we invincible, us against y'all type of attitude. But all the inmates are going to let you know, yeah, it was 2 Chinese brothers that whipped all your motherfucking ass and shit like that. You hear about it in the academy, you hear about it on Island. Nobody, I've never met nobody who really was there and saw the 2 Chinese people. People said that they was there, but just like you said, I don't know.
So you don't know the story about the 2 Chinese brothers that might have beat up all the CEOs?
Yeah, everybody heard that.
CEOs.
Everybody heard that. Everybody heard that. But to me, why would they tell you that to deter you? To deter me from what? Fighting inmates? An inmate might kick my ass, which it happened.
You had a fight with that inmate before?
I got knocked out by a little Spanish dude with tattoo teardrop, little bantamweight little nigga. I mean, can I say nigga?
Yeah. You can do that. But hold on, before we get into that, we go because so he had a gunshot wound. Did y'all find the gun?
Yeah, we found the gun.
Where was the gun at?
Hid under one of the inmates' little locker, little P380.
A P380.
Little one of them little kind of Dillinger type of things that you can easily.
Did y'all find out who shot him?
Yeah, after that, the whole thing fell apart because people get to talking. The whole scheme was the inmate, you got these inmates that make it to these special, get these special jobs with trustees. So one of the inmates was trusted with cleaning the officer's parking lot. And whoever, I guess he arranged for whoever to drop the, to give him the gun, and he boofed it. It was a small gun. And he boofed it. However, I don't know how he got it in. Because once you're a trustee, sometimes it's like, I know he been here long enough. He ain't giving me no problems. So you get lax with patting him down and, searching him like you do everybody else. So that's how they got the gun in. You know what I'm saying? So the whole plan was, I take the gun, I shoot you. One of us, you sue the city because we're supposed to be care, custody, control, and protecting you by how you get shot inside the jail. So you sue the city and then we split the money or whatever like that. That's was the whole plan. But then somebody started talking to somebody, and when the football numbers start coming down about the time you're gonna do and all this sort of stuff, then everybody started talking.
And they didn't get a chance to sue the city.
Oh, see, I ain't followed that much. I just after I heard the scheme fall apart, then it's like,
So after that first gunshot, you saw a gunshot wound in your mind. You like, I'm about to jump in the
no,
joint.
in my mind, it's like, listen, you hear like, okay, up until that point, you hear about people bringing stuff in and people getting arrested at roll call as soon as they come to the jail. So they say that to scare you, deter you from bringing something in. So now here it is, somebody got shot right in front of my face. Somebody got that gun in here, or somebody didn't check somebody coming in here for that to happen. So it's like, and then you got the senior officers, the people who've been there, that ain't shocked. Like me and my new, we like, it's a gun. We like a gun. Like, oh my God, the whole Rikers Island gonna blow up. But the senior dudes is like, yeah, all right, yeah, well, it happens.
I'm about to get at him, man.
I see your face.
Do what you do,
Gary,
baby.
man,
Do
come
what you
on,
do.
bro. What was the first thing you brought in, bro?
Okay, first of all, I'm not humming. It's the thing is, you know what I mean? I'm not humming, but the thing is,
That's good.
it's tricky because cigarettes. When I first started working, cigarettes were sold in commissary. So, if you have money, you can get cigarettes. So they started banning cigarettes, taking cigarettes off the island. So I had a good friend of mine. Like, I mean, first of all, they're going to tell you, you're going to see 40, 50,000 people that you knew growing up, high school and everything. So it was a friend of mine that I knew. At the same time, I was smashing his sister. So he actually he was a bum. I ain't saying bum ass, but he needed some money. And he could sell cigarettes. So his sister was going to give me a pack of cigarettes to give to him, even because he had no money for commissary. So I figured give him the cigarettes. He could sell the cigarettes around the jail. So that was the first thing I did. I brought him a pack of cigarettes, which I didn't really think was a big deal because they sold them in commissary. It's just that he ain't had no fucking money. So that was the very first thing that I did. And his sister had put 2 things of weed. She opened the cigarette box, put weed. I didn't know she did that. After a while, he told me, nigga got me. But I put it all in my book. Listen, Every step that I went through, I put in my book.
What's the name of your book again?
Corruption officer.
Gotcha.
Because that's what the inmates
check
say.
it
Oh,
out.
y'all corrupt. So you're not correction officers. Y'all corruption officers.
Now you doing that was the first time that you've heard of someone bringing something in, or
With the gun?
No, for the cigarettes.
The cigarettes, you mean?
Did you
Well, see,
Did you see any other
nah,
CEOs do it before?
I never seen no other officer.
So you
The only weirdest thing I seen an officer give an inmate a slice of pizza. But see, when they training you to be an officer, they was like, if you give an inmate a piece of gum, you'll bring him in a weapon. And that's your train of thought. If you think it's nothing wrong with giving them a stick of gum, then you ain't gonna think it's nothing wrong with bringing him whatever.
Right.
So, you got to be stern and hardcore. Like, I'm not giving them nothing.
So you didn't see no one influenced you to think about that idea. That was just your soul.
Nah, but see, you hear stuff. And then during the course of me being in there the 3 years, I done seen officers lose their job, get in trouble for doing that.
Okay.
So, did I sit here and see Rob break somebody off and bring weed? Nah, they're not going to. Come on. Nobody knew I was doing it until I hit the paper.
Gotcha.
But then what's it, so then? Because we didn't have a chance to read the book yet.
Okay.
What was some of the stuff that you were? Walk us through some of the stuff you brought in. You brought cigarettes. What else?
I brought cigarettes in. Okay, when you decide to go to the dark side and do it, it's just like anybody on the block. Like, you ain't supposed to be hustling in front of the block, but if you hustling and you start doing it, then you're going to do it. You're going to do it, go all the way.
But hustle the right way.
So, when I was in there hustling,
When I was in there hustling, that's not funny.
but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't condone, like, first and foremost, I don't condone no officer doing what I did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to say, first and foremost. And that's part of the reason why I wrote my book, so I could show you what happened to me when I got caught hustling. But officers got a fickle way of looking at stuff. So now, me, I bring in liquor. It was easy to bring in liquor because, like, a lot of officers was drinking anyway. you know what I'm saying? At the time, which was really, really taboo, cell phone. Like, I bought a little small cell phone. The prepaid at the time, they had all the prepaid cards. So I would let them use the phone, prepaid, little 15 minutes, give me the phone back. They give me like $500 for 15 minutes.
Wait, hold on. What? So you was in cahoots with some of the inmates?
Well, I knew a lot of inmates. First of all, okay, when you decide to do some stupid shit like I did, you think about your job, right? And then it's like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna just pick a random Joe out of the, and then it's hard for you to sit there really. It's not like they give you their resume and say, listen, I'm not gonna snitch on you. I'm a real thorough dude. Everybody thorough. Everybody down to earth. Everybody real, keep it real. But it was a dude I knew from the street that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So that's who I started hustling with and stuff like that. And
you gave him a cell phone. You got $500 for a phone call.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Because everybody lies and say, yo, in the street, I'm making money. In the town, I'm doing it big and this and that. Listen, son, I can't verify that. But him, I can verify. I know his people. Matter of fact, his people was the one giving me the money, giving me the stuff, and then I give it to him. So I knew he had money. You know what I'm saying? So, his birthday came, gave him a little half a pint of Hennessy and an iced tea bottle. He went in the cell and felt good for a day.
So you mainly it's not like you mostly helped out people that you knew. That's it. Nobody else
At the beginning.
In the beginning.
Okay, this is the way it happened. You try to be as safe. Listen, I'm not trying to give nobody the blueprint to be a corrupt officer, but you asking me how what I did, and you try to be as safe as you possibly can. Like, you in fear. You don't want to go to jail. You want to get busted, just like in the street. So of course you're gonna deal with people who you feel comfortable with, who you know. Now, who they deal with after you, like, okay, Topps Tobacco. You familiar with Topps Tobacco?
Oh no.
It's a little pouch of tobacco at the time cost $2. You could give that to an inmate and he can roll up about 50 little cigarettes and sell them joints for $20 a pop. Well, it only cost me $2, and they make money off it like that.
So you had an empire in there?
I wouldn't call it an empire. It's just that I knew a lot of people.
All right, but how did they? Okay, all right, hold up. because you're trying to be peaceful about this. But I can't let you be too peaceful because at the end of the day, corruption officer is the name of the book, and you are self-proclaimed corruption officer because you're talking about yourself. Did you have an operation in there? How much money would you make in there?
Now you sound like the DA, but it's not like I stopped and counted because at the time I used to gamble a lot. So everybody knew me around in Harlem. I used to gamble. I had the shakes real bad. It was funny. One time I was gambling with my uniform on under my jacket, and I had beat this guy out of about like $6 grand, and I had to go to work. So I was working in the Tombs. So I jet and I go to the Tombs. As soon as I jet, they raid the gambling spot, and he had a warrant. So now my job in the Tombs, when people came through the Tombs, was to pat everybody down and all that stuff. So I just finished beating him out his money. And he came up. And then he came in and he see me. Wow. He see me. I'm the one take everything out your pockets and the face of wall. So, but a lot of people who I gambled against was in and out of jail. So they knew I was a CO.
Okay.
So,
That's wild. You live on the edge, man.
Yeah, I was pretty reckless.
You live on the edge, bro.
Back there.
Yo, wow. Yo, so how did your relationship with the inmates, like did it help you when you was doing that for the ones you didn't know?
Okay, it was like this. You get the head blood, your head crip, or the head Latin King, whoever running the house. Right? Now, maybe I don't know him. But the guy I do know, maybe they a little stooly, whatever, right? So if I'm dealing with him, I'm not dealing with you. You don't know me, I don't know you. You know nothing about me. So if I'm hitting him with cigarettes or whatever the case may be, whether you controlling him or not, I'm not dealing with you. So you ain't gonna have nothing on me, no contact with me, no nothing. So he deals with you and you distribute it to whoever, wherever, this and that. As long as he bring me my money, I'm good.
And what was your cut?
Well, I got my money, to tell you the truth, I got my money up front a lot of times.
Got it.
And listen, like I said, I detailed everything in my book. So what I'm saying, a lot of people you gonna get foul comments and he's a crab and he disrespected the badge. I get that all the time. The way it went with me is whoever your relative is, whoever you gonna get to pay me, whatever it is you want me to bring to you, I have them Western Union, some crackhead dude, have him go to Western Union, pick up my money, give it to me. Once I got the money, I'm better than FedEx. You're going to get your product the next day.
So you had an operation. That's what I'm saying. You keep talking about the book. We didn't read the book. We didn't read the book. They're going to read the book, but you had an operation. You had an operation. Basically,
I had a way of doing things to try to prevent me from going to jail. And it lasted a while.
How long did it last for?
It lasted a while. I was a correctional officer 10 years.
And how long did it last for?
You
started
about
3 years?
6 years. About off and on for 6 years.
What was the most craziest thing you brought inside the jail?
My gun.
You brought your gun in the jail?
Yeah.
For who?
For a guy who's trying to blackmail me.
How did he try to blackmail you?
Because out in the town, when I was in the gambling spot, we had robbed a drug spot. And then he got knocked later on.
Yeah, hold on. You playing the regular. Come on, man. Come on, Gary. I'm playing, man.
This is what I'm going to say. I did a lot of crazy things, but
wow.
Gary,
people who get these badges and guns, come on, I'm a young dude. I got a badge and a gun running around the hood.
So, tell us the story about the guy trying to blackmail you.
What happened was, I was in the gambling spot. I told you I had the shakes real bad, and I got my income tax back, and I had my check and everything, and I went in there, and in a matter of 15, 20 minutes, this dude head cracked me to death. Took everything out. And what happened was, another guy got his money taken too. So he told me, he put me on to a spot up in the Bronx. He was going to do this, he was going to do it by himself, because he's just like me, lost all the shit in the gambling spot. So I went with him up to the Bronx, and we ran into one of these I think I ain't gonna say where it was, but we ran in there and we robbed the spot, and we got away with it.
How much you got?
Well, I had lost $3,000 in the thing, so me and him split. I didn't get all my money back. I only got like about $1,800 after we, but it was better than going home dead pop.
Right.
So time went on, and he's doing other shit. That wasn't my MO running. So he got knocked doing some other shit. So he came to jail. So when people come to jail, they think they familiar with you because they know you.
Right.
So he was on some trying to, like, if I don't be bringing him shit and taking care of him, he gonna run and tell about that job we did. So I got on my bullshit.
His faces be killing.
And what happened? You want niggas to go get the book, and they're going to get the book, but when you sit here,
now what happened was,
I'm reading now.
Okay,
so you didn't tell me about the ounce of cocaine for $1,500. You didn't tell me about that. You didn't tell me about different stuff. And now I'm looking. You didn't tell me about these things, man. Come on, Gary.
Okay, you didn't ask. Okay.
Oh,
You asked me. Okay, you asked me what I brung in. I told you what I brung in. Right?
Respect.
Okay, it elevated.
But before that, how did he try to blackmail you?
He tried to blackmail me because he tried to get me to give him money on his
he was
books.
gonna tell.
Oh, he's gonna tell.
So what happened?
So I panicked. So I had to do something. To scare him not to tell. So hey, Flip is crazy. So basically, what I did was I was working overnight, and I took my gun in there and I cracked his cell. And I pulled my gun out, and he was scared to death that what the fuck is you going to do? You bringing a gun in there. And I told the nigga, listen, I'm not going down for no bullshit. You keep playing with me, anytime I feel like it, I can get you. Now, him knowing that this dude ain't going to shoot no gun in no fucking, how you going to get away with that? But nigga, I'm not going to let you fucking snitch me out. But I still didn't trust him because after I did that, he was scared for that moment. Then when I came back the next day, he got himself put in PC. Protective custody. So protective custody was right under the housing area that I worked in. So I had my boy send a kite down to somebody in protective custody to whip his ass. Let him know anywhere you go.
And he got his ass whooped.
He got his ass whipped. But anywhere you go, you talking about you gonna snitch on me, you gonna get your ass whipped.
So you got somebody ass whooped.
Yeah.
Yes, God.
But okay, Flip. I'm not gonna sit up there.
Don't call my name, bro.
Oh, my bad.
I'm not a part. Nah, I'm joking.
But
I'm not a part of this, Gary.
My partner Flip, and I'm still there, Flip and I. But listen, I did a lot of things.
That's a wild story, bro.
I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have. But I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you and cop out like, listen, I really was going to church every Sunday and I bumped my head and I woke up. I didn't know I did all these things. It happened. In the life I was living, it happened.
But I flipped the script. We don't sum things up, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to sum things. You cannot sum things up here because that's not what we do.
Okay.
We don't sum things up, and I respect. I know that you got a lot of backlash from this because I see now. Now I Googled and I see. I need to know these stories because you was fucking bitches up there as well. You know what I mean? That's what it says. You was fucking bitches. You had a prostitute ring up there?
Well, I wouldn't so call it. Okay, I'm not going to sum it up. I'm going to tell you what it was. Like, okay, I'm going to tell you because that right there. Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. I was at work. No, I'm going to keep it a buck. I was at work and a reporter called me and said, listen, I want to do a feature of your book in the Daily News. So, to get publicity and stuff like that to sell my book. Okay, cool. I'll do that. I came down during lunch. A photographer took like 100 pictures of me and he left. I'm saying, well, where's the reporter? Oh, she gonna call you. Next thing I know, front page of the Daily News, all the stuff that I did that she read in my book. She never interviewed me. I never talked to her. She just took her and ran with that prostitution stuff. Now, was it girls in there selling ass? Yeah. Were they like really prostituting, like you see in the street? It's a difference. This is what was happening. At the time, I don't know if you're familiar with the pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme where you get two people. Well, a lot of people know about these little pyramid schemes. So a lot of people was getting a lot of money. It's a lot of depths, a lot of captains, depths, and all this stuff. And listen, let me just say this. Forget the prostitute thing. People, I'm not gonna say just corrections. Every agency, every hospital or whatever, employees gonna have sex. So people just hold officers in a high regard, like you're officer. How the hell you having sex on Rikers Island? It's relationships. People dating the chicks and stuff like that. So imagine if you're an officer and you got a female officer, that's your girl, and y'all working on the midnight tour, and you sitting in the room, ain't nobody coming in this room for another 6 hours, and that's your girl. You not gonna smash something?
Yeah, I'm smashing.
You get what I'm saying? So people act like it's so crazy. Oh my God. Yo, you're not gonna. I mean, people have relationships, got married, and had families. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think during the course of working that maybe once or twice? I know it was more than that, but I'm saying you think. But so now we gonna fast forward,
man. You know
that's what I'm saying. So now let's fast forward to the prostitution thing. Dudes was in there tricking up to our officers, spending money on chicks and stuff like that, right? So. The thing people, and this is what I put in my book, so an officer would know not to do the stupid shit that I did. Sooner or later, motherfuckers gonna talk. Somebody gonna talk because they want to be the dude. They want to be the dude that I can get you anything, and because they got the CO on the wraps, or I'm fucking the CO or whatever. They gonna run their mouth. So this is why we put in my book. So if you're an officer, don't do the dumb shit, because sooner or later, somebody gonna run their mouth. I just had a good run. You know what I'm saying? So now, this female came to me, which I put in my book, Corruption Officer, that and man was running his mouth to her about that I was a connect, all in the pins and shit. I got his ass fucked up, but she came to me because she was doing her thing. I didn't know. See, like it ain't like there's a whole bunch of officers that get together and you my worker and we gonna chop it up. I don't know what you doing. You don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But I was mad that she knew what I was doing.
Right.
Like, how the hell she found out about me? You know, but the thing with her was she wasn't trying to rat me out. It was like, listen, you getting money and you know all the dudes that really got money and not the inmates that's sitting there lying to all the females talking about I make money in town. So she got with me and said like this, listen, couple of depths or whoever she rocking with, you know, she wanted me to follow her car, right, to make sure she was all right with these cats. She'll get out of her car. I'll park. She'll get out of her car, get in the car with this dude, and they go to the hotel. You know what I'm saying? And when she came back, if she made like $1,500 off the dude or something like that, she gave me $500, something like that.
She was an officer?
It was some officers, and then it was some.
No, was she an officer?
Yes.
So hold up.
But listen, let me clarify something because you don't like me summing shit up. All these female officers don't do that. All the officers don't do what I did, and all the female officers ain't out there like that, giving up ass like that.
Right.
All right, so
you don't think.
Well, my thing is that I know of. That I know of. Okay, listen. Let me just say this. In every job or everywhere you go, you know, there's a flip crazy.
He cool, man.
You know? No, he not cool.
He cool, man. Yeah, bro. He's got stories,
nah, man.
Yeah, stories, bro.
Why you keep to lie, man?
He got stories, man.
Gee, he not cool yet, man.
He hustling. How you hustling in the street, then come home, then you CO, then you hustle.
So, you saying that you're not saying all the officers does this, but you had an operation though. Well, you had an operation.
Okay, when you have an operation, that means you had to have other people, a lot of people under you doing. No officer knew what I was doing. No officer was involved with me.
But the young lady that was an officer was involved.
Okay, but guess what? She wasn't selling no drugs. She wasn't part of what I was doing with my stuff. So she was selling ass. That's her own shit.
So how long did you escort her?
Well,
to sell
like
ass?
I said, people think that you did this every day and this that. Some of these stuff was just off and on. Like she may come to me and ask me, this dude right here, is he really getting money in the town? Like, you fuck with him? I'm like, yeah, I fuck with him, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll tell him, this, that, and his people will give her the money. She'll give me my PC, and then she'll take care of him.
She's fucking inmates as well.
Yeah.
Where would the inmates go to fuck?
100 million
in the book,
places
right?
to go to fuck, son.
Where?
You got closets, a bathroom, especially if all other inmates is locked in. We control that. You control that. What they see. You know?
They said you were smuggling cocaine inside the building.
Yeah, I elevated to cocaine. Cigarettes wasn't enough money. It became not enough money.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, cigarettes wasn't enough money. So I started smuggling cocaine.
For
what you mean? For whom?
For
To the
who?
inmates. You want me to elaborate? Okay, so inmates started asking me, instead of just asking for cigarettes, they started asking for coke and all that stuff, which I really ain't like to fuck with because cigarettes, I could run around. If a cop stopped me with 100 million cigarettes,
Right.
I'm still good. Once you start getting into that cocaine and all that stuff, that means I can go to jail outside of coming to make sure you all right. So when I started doing that, it was like I would bring in large amounts so that I had to keep going back and forth. You know, I mean, I was a scared hustler. Like I knew what I was doing. I didn't want to get caught, so I tried to take every precaution, because even when I got arrested, they never arrested me with no drugs.
Smart guy, man.
Not really. You see where I'm at?
Well, I mean, I like your thought process though. You know what
but
I'm
you
saying?
they called you a snitch.
Well, people call me a snitch because they say I'm snitching on the officers. There's no officer, like, let's think about the word snitch. Snitch is when you tell somebody they get in trouble for the information you give somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote my book about my life. No officer, nobody went to jail for nothing I put in my book. So, officers are calling me a snitch because it's like this. You're not an officer. You're not a correction officer. So I'm telling you everything that I did. So you say you got a friend that's an officer. And you like, yo, this dude over here said he was bringing cigarettes in. And you going to probably assume what.
So you ain't telling nobody in your book. You ain't say no names. I'm reading something about the Joyce lady.
Every name that I put in there was changed. The reason I did that is because if you work with me, Flip, and I say, yo,
Come on.
Gary was dating Gloria in the book, you going to know who I was talking about. And that's, okay, the reason why I say that because I'm signed to the biggest book publishing company in New York, and they wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be no lawsuits.
Respect.
And stuff like so I couldn't just say, Flip ate the cookies out the cookie jar.
Who, me?
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying, but you still told on somebody.
How?
And they figured it out.
Nobody figured it out. Nobody got in trouble.
Are you sure nobody got
I'm
in trouble?
positive.
So why are they calling you a snitch? Because you just
Because I'm talking about the game, the whole game. Because now some inmates probably said now officers can't bring shit in because you wrote that book. Dude, I've been going since 06 and like 20, 30 officers done got knocked doing the same bullshit I'm doing. And they still getting knocked to this day. So my book stops nothing. Chicks are still fucking, dudes are still bringing shit in.
How did you get caught?
Snitch.
But you said before that you said you got somebody fucked up. The guy that told the girl that you got him fucked. How do you go about getting an inmate fucked up?
Well, my thing is like this. I know y'all heard about them. What do you call it when they let the inmates fight?
We
Fight
don't
club.
know. We want you to tell us.
Well, it was a rumor because I never did that Fight Club stuff. Okay, put it like this: when I was doing what I was doing, it's just like the streets. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's just like the streets. I'm the officer, so I get supposed to have a certain amount of integrity that you assume that I'm not doing no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get phone calls from other people saying, "Listen, the squad is coming to your housing area to tear it up. The search. It's called the search. They come to the house and they tear it up, make sure inmates ain't got no drugs, no weapons, and stuff like that. So I get a call that they come in before they come. So I'm the officer in the officer's station. I would take my shit and put it in the ceiling because they had the dogs and all kind of shit. So they come in there and they do what they do. They would never find my product. You know what I'm saying? So now you see how I'm talking to you right now. I'm giving the game away. You dig? So that's what some people are mad at. But poof, you didn't get that?
I got it, but what about the fighting? You got niggas beat up. How?
Okay, well, it's only like a couple of times. If a month.
Wait, let me say this real quick. You not cool with the department, bro.
I know.
Gary, stop, bro. Stop lipping. You not cool with them niggas. They
I'm
fired
definitely-
you. You went to jail, bro.
Yeah.
You trying to be cool? Stop.
I'm not trying to be cool,
you are,
but
Gary. I read the shit I'm reading is not what you're saying.
Okay.
You want to use it to go buy the book. They're gonna buy the book. But you have to. You're not cool. Who you cool with in the department? Let's get down to it. Who you cool with?
there's a lot of guys that I felt that I let down in the department. No,
I can see you trying to
No.
I understand, but Gary, your book sound cool. I'm reading the clips is crazy. So now you trying to say, how do you get niggas fucked up?
well, my thing is like this. People got themselves fucked up. This is how it was. No, but
You got themselves fucked up.
I'm gonna explain that. You want me to give you a detail? I'm gonna give you a detail.
Yes, please.
Let's
Listen.
go, G.
It was what it is I tell you, people run their mouth. So when word get around that you that guy, even people who don't know you try to get next to you because you that guy, right? So now, a couple of times, loudmouth dudes come in there, fuck the CO, fuck that nigga, fuck this and that, blah, 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 this and that. I get into a little argument with him, this and that. Next thing you know, he gone in 60 seconds. Because they figure, if I'm working with you, if I'm working with somebody and I'm taking care of them, I'm bringing product into them and stuff like that. Here this dude making the house hot. It's just like the street. Don't come up here and shoot up the block and all that stuff. Now you're going to bring cops in. Now we can't make no money. So we got to get this motherfucker out here as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? So they see me riffing with him and he not getting along with the program and everything. Next you know, he get packed up, get his ass beat, and he out of there.
Where did they beat them up at? Right in the house?
Oh, you hear sneaker tracks. Ski, this and that. Next you know, he on the gate talking about, I can't live here. And I look at him like, I knew you couldn't.
How much niggas you got beat up before?
2.
How bad they get beat up? Anybody got poked?
Nah, I don't. That's one thing I didn't. Whether people believe it or not. One thing I ain't believing. I don't want to bring no weapons. And they make their own weapons anyway. I'm not bringing no scaffolds and nothing like that because I was a businessman. Meaning, if y'all get to cutting and slashing on there, then my house get locked down. When my house get locked down, ain't no money moving. So I really ain't want them fighting in there and all that stuff. And I had the worst house in there, 8 upper.
Walk us through the day you got caught.
I knew somebody was talking because I got modified. When they modify you, they take your gun in the badge and they say, yo, you did some shit. So now I had did so much dirt, I didn't know which way to defend myself.
Right.
So I was modified, and then I was living with my girlfriend. They knocked on the door, told me, we want to talk to you. So I had been in suspense for like 4 months. I wanted to find out whatever's going to happen, let's go. So I went down, and matter of fact, the room looked just like this. So I sat in the room, and they looking at me like you looking at me, Flip, because they already knew they had me. I just didn't know what they had. So what I didn't know is they got a camera on me that I don't see, right? I'm talking to you, you ask me questions, I'm like taking a fifth, whatever. So they said, we want to show you something. You see how you got that monitor right there? Then they showed a monitor of me meeting with one of my inmates' sisters out in Queens by some bowling alley. Now, if that's all they had, and it was me, they asked me, is that you? And clearly you could see it was me. So I didn't say nothing. I just looked at it, right? And then I just said, no, can I have my lawyer? So once you do all that, they already know they got you, but they had the video. So I wasn't too apprehensive about the video, but then when I heard that she was coming to testify and the drugs that I gave to the inmate was marked and he's coming to testify. So now if I'm sitting in front of you, Flip, I'm an officer. No, you ain't see no drugs. You ain't catch no drugs on me. So why did you meet her? She's saying that she gave you drugs. Nah, she didn't give me no drugs. This dude said that the marked drugs that we gave her, because they was working together with the DOI, Department of Investigation, to set me up. And they gave him marked drugs, and they saying that she gave it to me, I gave it to the inmate, and he gave it back to them. So how did he get it? And that's his people. And here go you meeting up people. So with all that mounting up there, in my mind, the first deal that they come with, I'm taking it.